Reaction to the death of Fidel Castro has been mixed around the world, as we were just talking about, but not in Little Havana, Miami. That's where a large population of Cuban exiles has been celebrating this weekend, and that's where David Begnaud joins us from now. David, what's the feeling like there?
Meg, it's kind of hard to hear you, but that's become something of the running joke here in Little Havana. It's hard to hear people over the horns because this is what's been happening for the last 2 days straight. So this is the second full day of demonstration. People here are not protesting, they are celebrating. In fact, let me show you the front cover of the Miami Herald. One word, very simple, dead, with a picture of Fidel Castro. You wonder how long the Cuban American community has waited to pick up a paper like this. Thank you, Warren. So this is Cafe Versailles, the very famous Cuban cuisine restaurant. It's a little bit of a mixture of the people who normally come here on a Sunday for breakfast and lunch, and the people who have been here, some of whom literally spent the night, Meg. I want to bring in a lady who I just met. I see her. Ma'am, may I for a moment just interrupt you? You are Dulce Abreu. This is your grandson, Nick. And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I got the sense from talking to you a while ago, this might be one of the biggest days in your life.
Yes, it is. It's like the culmination of something of 60 years.
You came here in 1965 on a boat, your mother, some of your uncles and grandfathers. There were demonstrations like this, I would assume, over the course of your life, right? In hope that one day something might change.
Exactly. They used to dress us in white and put us like little bandanas in black, showing that we were together with the Cubans in Cuba. And I was a little girl, and I remember all that. And like today is the culmination of all of that. This is it. The icon is gone, and hopefully everything is going to change.
You bought some additional flags, not just for Nick to wave, but you plan to bring these to the cemetery.
Yes, I do. Since they were not able to see it live, I want to go over there and show them, and for people to see that they are happy, they're Cubans. I bought one for my house. Today is the luck. I am the proudest person today to be named Cuban. I bought the newspaper so my grandkids can cherish them and have them and show the history of us Cubans, because we do have a huge history.
In many ways, you were lucky enough to come to America, so this is your country, but this is more so, I would assume, the story of your parents. If only they could be here to wave that flag.
Exactly, you said it. I am very happy to be here, but like you said, Florida, United States is my country, but to them, the exile was very, very hard, and I'm here for their voice today. That's what I'm here for. Their voices can be heard, but I'm here saying, Viva Cuba Libre!
What do you tell the young Nick, precious as he is with those brown eyes, when you bring him here? He doesn't understand the backstory, but he understands the celebration. What do you tell him in his terms?
He asked me to come. He was the one that asked me to come. I told him pretty much briefly the story of Cuba. I bought him the newspaper so he could have it and cherish it for his kids one day when he becomes a young man. And then he knows a little about Cuba. Now he told me on our way over here, Grandma, now I do want to go to Cuba.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nick. Meg, there are stories like this. I mean, you could walk up and down the street and just talk to people. The people who only wish their mom and dad had been here to see this moment. And look, a lot of people have said, how could you celebrate someone's death? And there's a woman who's holding a sign that says, we're not celebrating death here. What we're celebrating is freedom.
David, how long do they expect to continue with the celebrations? Will this continue tomorrow?
Well, look, I mean, Cuba has said there will be 9 days of mourning. If they're mourning on the island, I'm thinking that they could be celebrating for the next 9 days. That's an assumption. Nobody is really here in terms of officially saying, here's what we're going to do going forward. These are pop-up parties, if you will, Meg. These are people who just show up on their own, and they find a spot nearby, and they get out, and they spend 4 or 5 hours. Then a family member shows up. I anticipate tonight things will really start to pick up. Last night it was packed. Around 12 midnight, I talked with a colleague who was here, and he said, I estimate there are between 1,000 and 2,000 people. So I fully expect that through next week, as there are events going on in Cuba, you will continue to see celebrations here in South Florida. And the mayor of Miami, by the way, Meg, has made it clear, as long as you want to celebrate, the police are going to close down the street. We will ensure your safety. You stay peaceful, stay as long as you want.
All right, David Begnaud for us in Little Havana. Thank you so much.